V.D. Maiskar, who's the CMD of IRB Infrastructure, joins in. Mr. Maiskar, thanks for joining in. First, really, how do you rate the budget? The Finance Minister has announced several incentives. How do you feel these policies will impact the sector? And do you believe that funding will also now become easier?
I think firstly I would say that without compromising growth, they have tried to tame the inflation, which is a very balanced approach, and I think it will go a long way in helping the economy. As regards infrastructure is concerned, my sense is that the interest cost should peak out in the next 3 to 4 months, and because of raising the cap on FIIs in terms of investing into corporate bonds, I think it may not have an impact in an immediate term, but over a longer term, I think this would be a welcome step in terms of organizing funds for the infra sector.
Right, Mr. Maiskar, the industry was hoping that the MAT rates would not be raised, and that has come as a bit of a surprise. It's been raised by a half percentage point. What's the tax rate for the company at present, and what's the impact that you see this having on your company specifically and also on the sector at large?
I think the MAT rate getting raised by 0.5% was not much of a surprise, because they have reduced the surcharge. And if we look at the DTC fine print, it already is talking about a 20% MAT. So I think that was a given that on a longer term basis we have to look in terms of a 20% MAT. So it's not actually a very big surprise according to me.
Mr. Maiskar, the concern on the street still seems to be not about funding, but about execution of projects, because that clearly seems to be, the biggest risk that market participants as well are factoring in. What do you have to say on that?
Yes, that is definitely a valid risk, because we are seeing that projects getting bid out now after a long lull. So the project bidding has commenced, but the aggressiveness and exuberance still continues to be there in terms of the bidding pattern that we are seeing. And execution wise, it remains a concern, because land acquisition is an issue in some states, and getting that is still a problem. So I think execution will continue to be a problem, and to top on it, if the crude prices are to surge from here onwards, then I think the raw material prices also will show up a good amount of pressure.
Right. Now, one announcement from the Finance Minister was allowing FIIs to invest into unlisted bonds in special purpose vehicles. How much of a benefit do you believe that is going for, maybe a company like you in funding certain projects that you have?
I think on a long-term basis, that was an excellent move done by the Honorable Finance Minister. But in an immediate future, I don't see that impacting or creating a bigger impact, because the appetite for that kind of a product, I don't see in an immediate future because of the global conditions. But as these things stabilize on a longer-term basis, or even on a medium-term basis, I think that product will be a very helpful one.